Before we get started, if you have two yoga blocks available, those could be helpful for class today. And you'll just want to put one at the front and one at the back of your yoga mat. If you don't have yoga blocks, that's totally fine. You can use the ground instead. But we are working towards half moon and revolved half moon. And so for both of those shapes and a couple shapes in between, like a revolved pyramid and a revolved lunge, a block can be helpful just to bring the earth a little bit closer, to give you more space for lengthening through your torso, and then also for stability. But again, no worries if you don't have yoga blocks. For practice today, these shapes that we're moving towards, half moon or revolved half moon, are actually like the opposite of one another. Right? Our half moon is this like very big hip opening into our external rotation, and our revolved half moon is a closed hip shape with a deep twist. And so these two complement each other and are really balancing to one another. And so the offering for the heart space intention this morning is to lean into that space of balance, to lean into the like equilibrium that we can find in our practice, that balance between the strength and the length, the balance between effort and ease. And so trying to find that middle path or that middle way in our 60 minutes together. Okay? So noticing when we're starting to maybe push beyond that sweet spot, and maybe when there's room for us to lean in a little bit more. So moving towards balance, we're going to start in Shavasana. And we're going to start with balancing through the breath and body first, just kind of arriving together. So go ahead and lie down, take a moment to sink into the earth. Allow your arms and your legs to go long. Allow your eyes to close. Allow your body to begin to sink down into the embrace of your yoga mat. Letting any initial tension begin to release away, so you can really feel the flow of your breath. And as you tune into the flow of your breath, start to lengthen your inhales and your exhales. So each breath in is slow and expansive, and each breath out is slow and steady. So the extension of your in-breath and the lengthening of your out-breath are equal. You can even start to count your breath. Counting your inhales to maybe 4, 5, 6, possibly even 7. And then matching your exhale to that same count of 4, 5, 6, or possibly 7. As you take a few more cycles like this, really slow, steady, even breath in. Slow, steady, even breath out. Maybe take a moment just to contemplate if there's a space in your life off of your yoga mat that could use a little bit greater balance. Is there an area in your life where there could be a little bit more equilibrium? And so allowing your practice this morning to be a sort of practice for that space, preparation for finding balance in that other area as well. And we'll take our 3 rounds of cleansing breath here, arriving into this present moment before we start to add our movement in. So when you're ready, go ahead and take a really deep breath in through your nose. Feel that sense of widening through your rib cage. And then open mouth exhale to release, let that breath go. Twice more like this, a big breath in through your nose. And when you're ready, open mouth exhale, let it go. Good. Last time here, big breath in through your nose. And a clearing, cleansing exhale, let it go. And let your lips seal, start to shift into your Ujjayi pranayama. Taking a deeper breath through your nose. Through your nose, a strong exhale. And from here, we'll start to add in some movement. So go ahead and begin to extend into your full body stretch. Reach your hands up and overhead. Take some time to find some circles through your ankles, through your wrists. Then eventually bring both of your knees into your chest. Pull your thighs in nice and close. Maybe take a little rock from side to side. Head into wind removing pose. We're going to interlace both of our hands at the front of our right shin and extend your left leg long across your yoga mat. Allow your left leg to lengthen and lower as you pull your right leg towards you. Take a deep inhale. Then exhale to your supine twist. Right knee is going to tip over to your left. Release and relax your right shoulder back towards the earth as you take a cycle of breath. Let's take one more round of breath here. Deep inhale through your nose. Maybe an open mouth exhale, let it go. And from our supine twist, we're going to roll into a figure 4. So as you roll to your back body, stack your right ankle on your left thigh. Bend your left knee. You can use your left foot on the earth to square your hips if you need to. And then you can keep your left foot grounded, or perhaps you bring that whole figure forward to your body. So you flex to your right ankle. Think about energetically reaching your right knee forward and away from your body. And find a little sway from side to side. Relax your head and shoulders, creating space between your shoulders and your ears. As you soften through your jaw, take one more big breath in. And then with your exhale, start to release your right leg forward, wind removing pose, second side. As your right leg releases down to the earth, switch your grip to the front of your left shin, pull your left thigh towards you. Take an inhale. And then exhale to your supine twist. Left knee tips over to your right. Getting that first initial breath, inhale for length. And exhale to find your depth. And take a deeper breath in. Maybe an open mouth exhale out. From your supine twist. Now you know where we're headed. Making your way into your figure 4 as you're ready. Left ankle is going to stack on your right thigh. Decide on the depth of your shape. Maybe finding some movement. Maybe you decide to stay in stillness. Take a moment to Feel the space of your left hip, opening your left knee forward and away from your body. Maybe notice where tension has started to creep in again. Take one more round of breath here. And then from our figure four, we're gonna unwind our legs, bring both your knees to your chest. Take a couple rocks the length of your spine to find your way up to your tabletop pose. Just making your way up to all fours. And once you have your shoulders stacked over your wrists and your hips stacked over your knees, we'll start to find our way into cat and cow. So you inhale, let your belly fall towards the earth, find that upward scoop of your heart and tailbone. Cow pose. And then follow your exhale to press and round into your cat pose, taking your time to push the earth away. Slight tuck of your chin and tailbone. Let's take 2 more rounds, just moving at the pace of your own breath. Your inhale draws you open. As you exhale, press and curl. And one more cycle here. Deep breath in brings you into your cow pose. And as you exhale, press and curl. You'll make your way back to a neutral spine, getting strong with your left hand. Take a big breath in and twist your right hand open to the ceiling. On your breath out, find your thread the needle. Right arm's gonna dive underneath you. Bring the right side of your face to the earth, drawing your shoulders out of your ears. Take a little side to side wiggle of your hips to find that sweet spot so your hips are stacked directly over your knees. And then you can keep your left hand framing your face so you can reach your left hand forward. You can also take a half bind if you'd like to wrap your left hand around your low back. Think about rooting through your right arm, rotating your sternum towards the sky as you find your twist for 1 more round of breath. You'll bring your left hand to frame your face again. As you push the earth away, deep inhale to twist your right hand to the sky once again. And as you breathe out, release your right hand down to the earth. Moving directly into second side, and inhale is going to twist your left hand up tall. Big push through your right hand. And exhale, thread your needle. Left arm dives underneath your body. Adjust through your hips. Draw your shoulders out of your ears. Decide where you'd like your right hand in space. And then find your breath and reach it into the back of your heart. When you're ready, right hand returns to the earth. Big twist open, left hand to the sky with your inhale. And then tabletop as you exhale. 1 more round of cat-cow, breathing into your cow pose. Lift your heart and tailbone. Exhale, press and curl to your cat pose. As you move through your tabletop, step through your high plank. And then from your high plank, begin to press back into your downward facing dog. Take a couple of moments in your downward facing dog, maybe pedaling through your feet, just to kind of warm up through the backs of your legs, your hamstrings. Maybe finding some movement through your spine, creating space through the length of your torso. From here, we're going to take our downward facing dog into a forward fold. So take your time here. You might take really slow steps to the top of your yoga mat. You're starting to wake up your hamstrings even more. The space at the backs of our legs will become really helpful, especially as we move into our revolved half moon. Once you arrive at the top, soften through your knees, let your belly relax to your thighs, and try to release the weight of your head. Allowing your head to fall heavy towards the earth. For one more round of breath here. Finding some softness in your knees, start to inhale towards your halfway lift. Begin to send your tailbone tall as you send the crown of your head forward, creating that length along your spine. And as you exhale, forward fold, let it go. We'll rise all the way up with our breath in, circle sweep to your Urdhva Hastasana, hands reach high to the ceiling. As you breathe out, bring your hands to heart center, allowing your eyes to close. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Then open mouth, exhale to release. With your breath in, start to reach your hands up high to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, soften your knees, hinge forward to your forward fold. Find a halfway lift as you breathe in. And then high plank as you breathe out. In your plank, big push through your hands and feet to find that buoyancy through the back of your body. As you press the earth away, feel a knitting in through your front line. Feel your front ribs draw up and in, feel your navel to spine connection, feel your quadriceps light up and integrate. From here, we'll take a little shift forward as we inhale. Knees up or knees on the ground for support. Exhale all the way to your belly. Think about maintaining that distance between your shoulders and your ears as you descend. Untuck your toes, draw your legs towards the midline. With an inhale, low cobra, let your heart pull forward and through. And as you exhale, gentle push into your hands as you stretch your elbows back into the midline. Take one more inhale, feeling the strength along your spine. And then exhale to release. As you push through a child's pose, hips are going to find your heels. Let's take one cycle of breath. Make our way back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and slide forward, tuck your toes, and press your hips up and back. As you inhale, find a lift of your heels, rise to your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop, maybe tiptoe to the top of your yoga mat for your forward fold. With softness in your knees, you're going to bring your right fingertips to the earth below your face. You can always put your right hand on a yoga block. Start to bend into your right knee as we twist open to the left. So right knee bends, begin to lengthen your left leg as you reach your left hand to the sky. Take a nice deep inhale as you twist your sternum to the ceiling. As you exhale, bend both your knees as you fold through center. Bending second side, left hand goes to the earth or to your yoga block. Begin to bend your left knee and peel open to the right. Right hand high, right leg moving towards extended. Take a breath in your twist. Thinking about pushing the earth away to help rotate through your spine. When you're ready, you'll soften both of your knees to find your forward fold again. Then inhale to a halfway lift, start to lengthen out from crown to tail. As you exhale, forward fold, dive down again. And then rise all the way to stand. Urdhva Hastasana is your inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bend at your elbows. Bring prayer hands to the base of your skull. So the heels of your hands are moving towards the base of your skull. Slide your shoulders out of your ears. Find a softness through your knees. You're going to find a little baby back bend here. As you inhale, think about lifting your sternum and your ribcage to the sky. Let your head lean back into the heels of your hands to reach your elbows up and back. Using the heels of your hands to support your neck. Take one more inhale. Then as you exhale, keeping your knees soft, hinge forward and forward fold, let it go. We'll take a halfway lift, deep breath in, and find your high plank as you breathe out. Inhale shifts you forward, knees up or down, exhale to your belly, slow and controlled. So you arrive to the earth, untuck your toes, find your low or high cobra as you breathe in. And then exhale back to your belly. This time it's low cobra, high cobra, or maybe your upward facing dog as you inhale. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog with our exhale. And once you make your way back to your downward facing dog, take a breath and reach your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Go ahead and bend your knee and open your hip. Take a moment here, squeezing space into the front of your right hip as you pull your right heel to your left glute. Take a big inhale. Exhale, knee towards your nose, shift forward, curl and round. Three-legged dog, inhale to reach your right leg high to the sky. As you exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Left knee is going to lower all the way down to the ground, and then lift up through your heart and your hands. So we're in this Anjaneyasana lunge. Instead of sinking forward, think about pulling back to deepen the stretch in the front of your left hip. And as you draw backwards, then a slight tuck of your tailbone, draw up through your low belly. So think about lifting the front of your pelvis with your core. You'll reach your hands to the sky. We're gonna you can do either the heels of your hands to kind of the lower part of your skull. If that feels like a little bit tight for you, you can interlace your hands behind your head. You're just drawing your elbows towards the midline, up to the sky and back. As you let out through your core, find that little lift of your heart space, the slightest back bend. And then think about reaching your elbows up towards the ceiling, lengthening your front line. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, start to release forward. Hands will come to the earth. Lift your back knee and lengthen both of your legs for your hamstring stretch. So you press energy down through your feet. Think about an upward energy through your hips, through your tailbone. And then draw length through your spine. So think halfway lift energy at your heart space. From here, we're going to bend into our right knee. So you're in a low lunge. Right knee bent, left knee lifted. Left hand's going to stay grounded. You can be on your palm, your fingertips. You can bring your left hand to a yoga block. We're going to twist our right hand to the sky. In your twist, maybe take a big arm circle in each direction. And then from your twist, you'll release your right hand down to the earth. Head into a warrior two. Rotate your left heel to your yoga mat. Begin to push through your feet and rise all the way up. Virabhadrasana 2. From your warrior two, deep inhale to settle. Then exhale, think about reaching further through your fingertips, creating space across your chest. To maintain the depth of your lunge, inhale to reverse your warrior. Big breath reaches your right hand up and back. As we exhale, we'll find our extended side angle. You have options. You can bring right elbow to your thigh as you reach your left hand overhead. Spicier is going to be right arm on the inside of your right leg. Deeper is going to be right hand maybe to the earth. All are good. As you anchor through your left foot, find that big reach through your left fingertips. And begin to get strong through your center, pressing the earth away. Reverse your triangle. Right leg lengthens as you reverse this time. We're going to turn all 10 toes towards the long edge of our yoga mat, star pose. So toes turn to that long edge, reach up high with your breath in. Warrior two to the back of your yoga mat as you breathe out. So left toes pivot all the way around. You might rotate your right toes in just a little bit here. From here, big transition. It's a little bit of a wobbly one. We're gonna go high crescent to the back of our yoga mat. So starting to look to the back of the room, spin onto your right toes, squaring your hips to the back of your mat. Really hug through your inner thighs because your stance is likely a little bit more narrow than you're used to in your high crescent. Take your inhale. Open arm twist to your left as you exhale. Left hand's gonna sweep down and back. Reach your right hand forward. Finding this twist, start to exalt. So keep the twist, reach your right hand high, big breath in. And then as you exhale, go ahead and slowly windmill your hands down to frame your left foot on the earth. With your hands on your yoga mat, it's three-legged dog. Reach your left leg high as you inhale. And then bend your knee and open your hip as you exhale. One more big breath in, one more big push. Knee to nose as you breathe out. Draw your thigh high into your chest, pressing the earth away. Three-legged dog, use your inhale. Then left foot steps forward as you exhale. Release your right knee to the ground. Anjaneyasana, lift on up. Again, really going for this deep front hip opening while keeping the low back really spacious and clear. So drawing in, navel to spine, find that tuck of your tailbone. And as you reach your hands up to the sky, you have those two options. You can do prayer hands near the base of your skull, or you can create a little basket interlacing your hands to hold your head. Before you add any sort of lift of your chest, light up through your core, pull your front ribs in, and think about leaning your head back into the embrace of your hands. Elbows are reaching to the sky and towards the back of the room. Take one more deep inhale. And as you exhale, begin to bring yourself upright. Hands to your yoga mat, moving to your hamstring stretch. Lift your back knee, lengthen both of your legs. Now as you find length through your legs, think about also the length of your spine. Squeeze your inner thighs towards the midline. As you untuck your tailbone and stretch your sternum forward, take one more moment. And start to bend into your left knee. Decide how you want your right hand for your twisted low lunge. As you rotate left hand to the sky. So remember, your right hand can be palm to earth, fingertips to earth, or right hand to a block. As you find your twisted low lunge, take a circle with your left arm in each direction. It's warming up your shoulder as you twist. You'll lower your left hand to the earth, set your feet up for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, and then press through your feet to rise up tall. In your Warrior 2, take a breath to adjust, to settle, to find yourself, to reconnect to your breath. And then your inhale is going to reverse you. Left hand reaches high. Find that big side body opening. Exhale to your extended side angle. Think lengthen as you tip it forward. And then right hand's going to go up and overhead to stretch open your right side. As you get strong through your feet, think root to the earth to rise to the sky and reverse your triangle. Left leg will lengthen with you. Bigger breath in. Star pose, turn your toes to face the long edge of your yoga mat as your hands go up. And then warrior to the front, adjusting your feet, right toes pivot forward. Okay, so here we go, headed to our high crescent to face the front of the room. This time begin to spiral onto your left toes. Just square your hips. Again, it might be really narrow. You can either just hug super tight to center. If you need to, you can always widen your stance slightly. Find your in-breath. Open arm twist to the right as you breathe out. And keeping that twist, We're going to inhale to exalt. Begin to send your left hand to the sky, creating space for the entire front left side of your body. Take your time to windmill your hands down to the earth to frame your right foot. And step back into your high plank pose. Right foot meets your left. With an inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. You can lower halfway or all the way as you inhale to your up dog or your cobra. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Good. Take a moment, take a breath, maybe grab a sip of water. You can stay in your down dog, you can take a breath in child's pose, or maybe you're hydrating. We're going to take this layer that we just created, and we're going to take it into our next layer where we start to add in our standing balance work. Actually, we have one little thing first before we get there, but this is where we're going to start to incorporate the yoga blocks if you're working with them. Okay, let's find our way to downward facing dog if you're not already there. From your down dog, take a big breath in to lift your heels. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of your yoga mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale, and forward fold as you exhale. Rising all the way to stand Urdhva Hastasana, big breath in. Hands to heart as you find chair pose, breath out. So prayer hands at heart, your chair pose. Take a nice full inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to twist to the right, so left elbow is hooking to the outside of your right thigh, or towards the outside of your right thigh. And as you find that hook and twist, maybe peek down to check that your left knee is still square with your right. With your knees square, start to send your hips down so your heart can lift up slightly, and use your core to support you as you rotate. Maybe peeking over your right shoulder. You slide your right shoulder towards the left side of the room. If you want to spread your wings wide for a moment, you can stretch your collarbones wide, explore your wingspan. And then when you're ready, hands come back to prayer at heart. Bring yourself to center. Take a big breath in. And exhale, second side. Right elbow is going to hook to the outside of your left thigh. Check to see your knees are still square. And as you sink through your hips, feel your heart lean up. Twist your sternum towards your thumbs. Slide your left shoulder back in space if you look slightly towards the ceiling. If you'd like to, you might start to spread your wings open. Good. Just reversing out the way we came in. Hands come to heart. Use your core to come back to square. Start to airplane your arms beside you. Send your energy into your left foot. And slowly start to rise up with your right leg. One-legged Tadasana, one-legged mountain pose. Reach your hands high as you take a breath. On exhale, it's figure four, right ankle on your left thigh, maybe hands to heart center. If you prefer tree pose, you can opt for tree pose instead. Our figure four is going to give us a deeper external hip opening that's going to lead us towards our half moon. And from your figure four, big flex to your right ankle, you might bring your hands to your hips, noticing if your right hip is sinking down. Can you lift your right hip square with your left to get that deeper stretch? I'm going to take one more round of breath here. Slow and controlled with our exhale, we're going to push through our left foot. Use your inhalation to bring your right leg with you, reach it to the sky. Exhale, chair pose, airplane arms, hands sweep back beside you. Getting strong through your right foot. Begin to rise with your left leg, just going directly into second side, one-legged mountain. Take a moment, focus your gaze. And then figure four or tree pose, left ankle on right thigh, or left foot to your inner right leg. You send your hips back and down. Maintain openness at your heart. And find some energy at your core center. You might use your hands to again check in with the level of your hips, finding that evenness, that balance within your hips. Left hip square with your right. And can we add balance back to our breath again? So inhales and exhales, both slow and steady. Maybe inhaling to the count of 4, 5, or 6. And trying to exhale that same count of 4, 5, or 6. You have one more round of breath. We'll re-engage, not just the body, but also our gaze. Find your drishti point, focusing through your eyes. And inhale to your one-legged mountain pose, bring your left leg with you, reach up tall. As you exhale, step your left foot to the earth, softening your knees, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Take a halfway lift at the bottom, big breath in. And then as you exhale, begin to step back into your high plank pose. From your plank, take an inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. Just deciding what transition feels good in your body for this moment. As you find your down dog, take a big breath in. And open mouth, exhale out. Here we go. We're going to build off that first layer. We did couple add-ons and our standing balance. Inhale, reaches right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale to bend your knee and open your hip. Option for your wild thing if you'd like to slowly step your right tippy toes to the earth. And rotate your heart open to the sky, reaching your right hand overhead. Find your inhale. As you exhale, right hand's coming back to your yoga mat, three-legged dog. Use your inhale to reach your right leg to the sky again. Breath out is knee to nose, shift forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee towards your left tricep, finding a twist this time. And then inhale, three-legged dog. As you exhale, right foot goes to the top of your yoga mat. You can either bring your left knee to a hover, or you can lower your left knee all the way to the ground. Whether your left knee is hovering or on the earth, you're going to press your feet, engage your core, lift your heart and hands. So in this like 90-90 lunge. Heels of your hands to the base of your skull, or create that basket with your fingers to hold your head. Light your core up so much, engage through your left glute by pressing through your left toes. Find that little tuck of your tailbone as you lift your heart towards the sky. Just relaxing your head into your hands. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, begin to lean forward, hands to the earth. Lift your back knee and lengthen both of your legs to find your hamstring stretch again. Now this time, we're going to keep our legs long. It might be helpful to bring your yoga block underneath your left hand if you want, because we're going to find a revolved pyramid. Left hand stays grounded, twist your right hand to the sky. You could be high on your left tippy toes, or you can rotate your left heel down for your more traditional revolved pyramid. It's up to you. But we're going for that big twist, as well as a length through our hamstrings and our right IT band. Good. As you find your twist, take one more breath, inhaling to extend heart and crown forward, exhaling to find your depth. As you start to bend your right knee, release your right hand to the ground. Warrior two, so left heel is going to rotate to the earth. Move that block maybe out in front of you a little bit. As you press your feet, it's warrior two. From your warrior two, take a big breath in, reverse your warrior, right hand reaches towards the sky. We're headed towards our half moon now. If you'd like to go to your side angle instead, you can return to your side angle or extended side angle. Otherwise, your right hand's gonna grab your yoga block maybe. You can also bring your right hand to the earth. As you push through your right foot, find your half moon Ardha Chandrasana. So again, right hand can be on a yoga block. Right hand can be on the ground. You can always lift your right hand if you're feeling pretty steady and strong here. Checking in with our lifted legs, so energy through your left leg. Either flex or point your left toes. And use your outer hip strength to lift your left leg high. Anchoring through your right big toe mound, maybe keep your gaze at the earth, but begin to turn your sternum towards the sky. That's going to help stack your left shoulder over your right. Squeeze through your outer left hip one more time. Take a big breath in. And slowly to your warrior two, exhaling to land. Rise to your star pose, rotate your toes forward, reach high as you inhale. Warrior two to the back of your yoga mat as you exhale. Just letting your feet adjust with you as you go. We're headed to the back of the room, high crescent. Spin onto your right toes to square through your hips. Take a nice big breath in. Open arm twist to your left. Left hand swims backwards as your right hand reaches forward. As you maintain the twist, inhale to exalt. Right hand's going to reach up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you can go to your twisted lunge, your revolved pyramid, or your right hand can grab that yoga block for your revolved half moon. You want your block in line with your right hip as you reach it out in front of you. Shift into the power of your left leg and begin to lift into that airplane shape through your lower body. You can start off square, like airplane through your lower half. The twist is your left hand to the sky. Push energy down through your left leg, send energy back through your right leg. Think slight cobra energy through your heart. Big engagement through your core. When we exit from this shape, we're going to go back into our revolved crescent lunge. So letting your body up, slowly step your right toes to the back of your yoga mat. Finding your twist and reach. Exalt your crescent. Right hand goes high as your heart rotates to the left. We're going to windmill our hands down into our low lunge to frame our left foot. Three-legged dog, reach your left leg to the ceiling as you inhale. Then bend your knee and open your hip as you exhale. Like before, you can stay, or you can flip into your wild thing, allowing your left tippy toes to find the earth as you turn your heart to the sky. Big breath in. Back to our three-legged dog. Exhale, lands your left hand. Take a big breath in to reach your left leg up. Knee to nose, pull your left thigh into your chest. Three-legged dog, inhale, left leg lifts again. One more, left knee towards your right tricep, exhale. Three-legged dog, lift your left leg to the sky. Step your left foot forward in between your hands and find your warrior two feet. Make sure you can reach that block if you're choosing to work with it. Warrior two, root to rise. Ooh, wait, we gotta do our revolved pyramid. Go back down, spin onto your right toes again, lengthen through your legs. Just a whole section. Before you lengthen through your legs, right knee's coming down to either a hover or the ground. I was ambitious to work with a half mandala at 7 a.m. So your right knee's hovering or your right knee's on the earth. Moving to your 90-90 lunge, big push through your feet, lift through your chest. You have your two arm variation, so heels of your hands at the base of your skull, or that basket clasp to hold your head. Make sure your core is super strong first. This is not really so much a back bend, it's just like a little lengthening to the front line of the heart space. So you tilt your chin towards the sky, elbows lifting up to the ceiling, shoulder blades boost your heart tall. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, lean forward. Now you're bringing your hands to the earth You're gonna lengthen both of your legs. Here we go. Your right hand can be on the earth, palm, fingertips are right hand to a yoga block. Maintaining the length of your legs, start to twist your left hand towards the sky. Driving down through the power of your legs. Can you lengthen through your spine as you rotate? Take another breath or two here. To release, bend your left knee, release your left hand. Send that block out in front of you if you were working with one. Now find your way into your warrior two. Here we go, back on track from your warrior two. Big breath in, reverse. And then from here you decide side angle, any variation of side angle, or perhaps you're going towards your half moon. Reaching your left hand for the earth or a block, or maybe floating it. Big push through your left foot. You lift your right leg and right arm to the sky. I definitely recommend looking down at the ground, especially initially. So you get steady, push the earth away with your left hand. Anchor through your left big toe mound. Begin to find that deeper twist open of right shoulder stacking over left. As you recruit your core, send energy through your entire right leg and find that big outer left hip lift. Squeezing through your outer right seat. Take another moment or so here, letting your breath lengthen you. Your exhales be energy to press the earth away and create buoyancy. One last big breath in. And then slow motion back to your warrior two, release. We'll travel through our star pose, toe to the long edge of your yoga mat as you reach high. Then warrior two to the front of your yoga mat, right knee bends. Begin to pivot onto your left toes, spiraling forward to square your hips. You're in your high crescent lunge facing the front of the room. Deep inhale. Open our twist to the right as you exhale, right hand goes back, left hand goes forward. You might find your exalted crescent with your breath in, start to scoop your left hand to the sky. You can take any revolved shape that we've taken before, or revolved half moon. If you're reaching your left hand to the earth or to your block, you want your left hand in line with your left hip. You're gonna shift forward, big push to your right foot. Maybe start square, just like a supported airplane pose. Carry the upward energy through your left leg. Once you have that, begin to twist your right hand towards the sky if you want to. Think lengthen as you inhale. Engage through your center and twist as you exhale. It's okay if your heart is not a big rotation to the right side of the room. So it's okay if it's just a little twist. Try not to let your left hip collapse. Try to keep your hip bones nice and even. One more breath here. When you're ready to release, we're stepping back into a revolved crescent, or rather exalted crescent, so bend into your right knee. As you land your left toes, twisting towards the right side of the room, scoop your left hand up high, exalted crescent with your inhale. Windmill your hands down to the earth as you exhale. Finding your high plank pose, take a big breath in. You decide chaturanga or downward facing dog as you breathe out. We're gonna meet in a child's pose when you're ready. You'll bring your knees to the earth, hips to your heels, and take a moment to breathe. After you've taken a breath or so, go ahead and find your way through a seat. Maybe grab a sip of water. And then start to find your way to the back of your body. You might choose to use your core. You might decide not to. But however you want to find your way to the earth, either just releasing back or maybe a slow, controlled lower. We're gonna meet on the earth in a happy baby pose. So finding your journey to happy baby. When you get there, taking a moment just to release and relax head, shoulders, and hips down into the ground. Move your breath to the back of your body. And then eventually from here, we're going to move into a bridge pose. If you want to use your yoga block to make it a supported bridge, you can use your yoga block for some support. As you bend your knees and ground your feet, take your breath in. As you exhale, press through your feet, lift your hips. And then if you're using the block, you can place your pelvis onto that yoga block for support. Whatever shape you've chosen, so supported or unsupported bridge pose, find 3 cycles of breath. After your 3rd breath, if you're on a yoga block, you might decide to stay a little bit longer. If you're not on a yoga block, you can stay longer as well, but we'll start to make our way down to the earth when you're ready. Slowly and gently, you'll descend your hips down to the ground. Once your hips arrive to your yoga mat, take a little pause and a moment of stillness. And maybe find some slow windshield wipers side to side. From there, go ahead and bring your knees to your heart space, taking your breath in. Just let both your knees fall to the left, gentle twist as you breathe out. Keeping it nice and simple for the end of our practice, take 2 breaths. Just feeling that balancing sensation as you twist and rinse and rotate to reset. Now slowly bring your knees to center as you breathe in. And let your knees fall to the right as you breathe out. So you find gentle twist second side. Take those 2 cycles of breath, just focusing on the depth of your inhale. Length of your exhale. When you bring it back to center this next time, you're going to keep your knees bent, then place your feet down to the earth. Soles of your feet come together, Supta Baddha Konasana, your reclined butterfly. As the soles of your feet come together, allow your knees just to fall open. Maybe your hands arrive to your belly, your heart space, your solar plexus. So finding a placement for your hands that feels grounding. Turning your attention inward, back to your breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose. At the top of your breath, maybe sip in a little extra air. When you're ready, open mouth, exhale, release. And we'll find 2 more like that. So a big breath in. An extra sip of breath at the top. And then open mouth, exhale to release. Just one more time, deep breath through your nose. At the top, sip in a little extra breath. When you're ready, open mouth, exhale, release. You might decide to stay here for a little bit longer. Otherwise, we're making our way to Shavasana, taking a couple minutes in stillness. So either send your legs out long right away, or you can bring your knees to your chest for one more hug before you lengthen out. Take a breath or so to adjust your body to the earth. And then as you sink and settle in, allow your eyes to close. Feel the weight of your body start to sink and surrender. Trusting in the embrace of the earth and also the embrace of your practice. And when you're ready, maybe taking one more deep breath in through your nose. Then open mouth, exhale, let your breath go. Balancing out all the effort with ease these last few minutes of practice. Begin to bring some energy back into your breath. Feeling inhales and exhales start to expand and lengthen once again. As you lengthen your breath, just let your hands find their way to your heart. Closing practice from Shavasana. Feeling the balance that you created, not just in your physical body, but also at the deeper layer of heart space and the deeper layer of mind. Moving into your day with this sense of balance, let's take a deep inhale in. And an open mouth exhale out. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. May our practices serve as our teachers, always leading us to live with greater authenticity and to love more deeply each and every day. I thank you so much for being here and making this space for your practice within your day, taking this time for you and your body, heart, and mind to connect. And namaste.